You want to put a dent in the 102 points you need for 1,000? There you go. 34 3/4 for Carter. Crossing over, 3-ball. Got it at the horn! Carter looking to add to it. Plays it in, and the foul! Carter gets free up top of 3. Got it! Carter crossing over, Euro stepping, lays it in. She's got room, she pulls the 3, and 3 more!
31 for Carter.
Second best individual scoring performance in Montclair State history.
Senior day today, actually. Gonna put on for our seniors, get this dub, finish it out the season strong.
The guys in the studio show, nothing would be possible without their experience.
Who throws it up? That won't go. Jackson pulls down the board. The Red Hawks are going to win it with 0.5 to go.
The chemistry is just amazing, and the crew came in.
Give you the floor, John. Tell us about Nikki Carter. Can I just get it? I don't know if Alex, can somebody just zoom into me here, right? Zoom into me and just zoom into my face real quick for what I'm about to say. If you come into the Panzer Athletic Center and you see Nikki Carter, or you see Nikki Carter walking into your building, you better drop down on your knees, look into the heavens, clap your hands, and pray to God, because Nikki Carter is a prop.
Welcome back to another edition of Inside the Nest. I'm Matt Boucher, alongside Jess Lipson. We have a great episode in store after a very long week.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. It was a crazy one for both basketball teams who came down to the ends of their regular season. Montclair State Redhawks took on NJCU, and we were there live covering the final doubleheader at the Panzer Athletic Center.
That's a good point, Jess. It was the Redhawks Sports Network's second rendition of the live show, which you and John Cosman got to host the first one. As you all saw, it was a huge team effort that helped put on this show, and I hope we can do more of those down the line.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Maybe an NJAC playoff game? Who knows? But with that, it is coming down to the ends of the regular season for both basketball teams who celebrated their senior nights this past week. On February 9th, the ladies honored Trisha Peterson, Julia Sutton, Annie Walsh, Kelly Smith, Riley Mulligan, and Dora Duguay on Wednesday before they took on Rutgers Newark. Then on February 12th, the men's team honored Irving Callender IV and Danny Lane as they took center stage pregame of NJCU. It was all smiles and hugs as these amazing Redhawks got the accolades they deserve. The men came into the match on Saturday against NJCU missing two crucial pieces, Irving Callender and Keon Price, who were both out due to an injury. The men were going to need some players to step up, and that's exactly what happened. Mike Jackson headlined the Redhawks with 23 points, while Steve Bremen dominated down in the paint and behind the arc with 18 points and 14 rebounds. Montclair State came out on top 62-59, which gave Coach Potts his 100th career win. Here's a look inside the men's locker room after the victory.
For the women on Saturday, coming in on an 8-game winning streak, they found themselves trailing early. Down 27-22 at the half, the Redhawks needed some scoring. And they got it from Nikki Carter, who shot 5 for 10 from behind the arc with a total of 24 points. Olivia Vera was a monster on the glass, racking up 12 rebounds. Although their outputs were not enough, as Montclair fell short to the Gothic Knights 59-55. The Redhawks dropped to 12-5 in the conference.
With the loss to NJCU, the Redhawk women's basketball team will enter their season finale in 3rd place of the NJAC without the ability to move up in the rankings. Even with the win at Rowan on Wednesday, Montclair State will have the same conference record as the Profs, but unfortunately, Rowan will have the tiebreaker. Just like the men, after a head-to-head record, it goes to the best record for teams above, then below place by place. Both teams split their season series with the 1 seed, Kane. The team that would decide it would be William Patterson, whom the Profs swept, and the Redhawks split. The Redhawks do have something to play for though. With a loss on Saturday, they just sit 1 game ahead of William Patterson. A Pioneers win against 1-seeded Kane Wednesday, combined with the Redhawks' loss, would move them down in the standings. At that point, the teams would be tied for 3rd, both having the same head-to-head record against Kane, Rowan, and NJCU. The tiebreaker would come down to head-to-head record against Ramapo College, where William Patterson holds the advantage. Earlier this season, the Redhawks split games against Ramapo, while the Pioneers swept the Roadrunners. Put simply, with a win or a William Patterson loss, Montclair State will sit at number 3. But if the Redhawks lose and the Pioneers take care of business, it would bump Montclair State down to the 4 seed. The good news, either seed produces a first-round bye and a home game in the quarterfinal round.
This week, Montclair State men's basketball defeated NJCU by a score of 62-59. With the win, that clinches Montclair a top 6 seed going to the playoffs. Wednesday, they face Rowan, where they can guarantee themselves a home playoff game and the 4 seed with the win. Or if they lose and Kane wins, then Montclair would drop to a 5 seed and Kane would move up to the 4 seed. If both Montclair and Kane lose, Montclair stays at 4 and Kane stays at 5. It is really getting crazy as we head into the NJAC playoffs, and really anything can happen by that. Seeding's all crazy, but for now, let's focus on what we know. And for the men's team, they'll be out with Keon Price for the rest of the season, which is going to hurt. And then for Irvin Callender, his timetable is up in the air, but they got to be prepared for anything, so who can step up in their absence?
Well, this team requires a lot of depth because they love to run. You know, very high-paced offense and high-paced defense, love to full-court press. And so losing a guard like Keon Price, who's in the starting lineup, is going to hurt. I think Devin Cooper, who's in the starting lineup as well, is going to need to step up. And then Greg Eck and Mike Jackson off the bench. You know, they're really good at shooting the 3-ball, and I'm going to hope to see that continue. And Amari Mills, who we just saw get back from injury not too long ago, he's still finding his footing, and I think he can make a really good impact.
Yeah, I think another guy we got to mention is Steve Bremen, the senior. This is his team, so I'm sure he'll be making a big impact in the NJAC playoffs. But for now, let's switch over to the women's side. And, I mean, we saw what Nikki Carter could do this weekend, but she's been doing that all year.
I mean, yeah, she's close to 1,000 points. Coming into Saturday, she needed 68. She dropped 24 on Saturday, so 68 minus 24 is 44. You know, you can check me on that. And so Nikki Carter just needs 44 more points to get to 1,000, and she's just a junior.
Yeah, I mean, she also is going to have a lot of help with Olivia Vero, who's leading the conference in blocks, Trisha Peterson, second in the conference in rebounds, and she also has Kendall Hodges and Julia Sutton alongside with her.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Kendall Hodges because last week I got to sit down with her as well as a few teammates about the starting point guard. Let's take a look.
Kendall Hodges is outgoing. She's always has a smile on her face. She makes everybody laugh.
I think she's the funniest person on the team. She has the biggest personality I've ever seen.
She's just like the class clown of our team pretty much.
Firecracker. She is constantly going at 100 miles per hour all the time.
And she's laughing and she's making TikToks. It's very contagious for the whole team.
Hey, there's a way without you. Hey, there's a way without you.
Kendall Hodges is one of the most positive people you'll meet on and off the court, and has also been a crucial piece in the Redhawks' success. Coming off a year where she was second All-NJAC and a 3-time NJAC Rookie of the Week, as a starting point guard, Kendall knows her role on the team.
If you were to ask any point guard in the world, it's a lot of responsibility. It's tough. It comes with, you have no chance to lock out during the game. You gotta focus everything on the game. You're probably guarding the best player on the other team or their point guard, so they have the same duties as you do. So you have to pressure the whole game. You have to get in the other point guard's head without getting in your own. You have to facilitate then on offense. You have to make sure you don't fall apart so that the whole team doesn't fall apart. When I have a bad game, I can't really have a bad game because then everyone will just follow my energy.
Kendall is averaging around 10 points a game to go along with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. The sophomore from the city of brotherly love, aka Philadelphia, was first team all-league in high school, but is so much more than basketball. She writes poetry in her spare time, is a Spanish major, and is always a source of joy for her teammates. Not to mention, she has an incredible work ethic.
We beat to her drum every day, so which is a hard thing to have on you all the time. But I think it's a credit to her on how she handles it and how good of a job she does every day, being the voice in practice, bringing energy, picking up her teammates, holding people accountable. She does a really great job of that. I think it really makes a good impact on us every day.
She's our point guard, so she pretty much runs the team. She controls the team. Oh, I have all the trust in Kendall. Absolutely, I trust her with everything. I trust her. You can see me, I call Kendall up all the time. I'm like, come get the ball, just take it. So yeah, I have all the trust in Kendall.
Coach Harvey puts a lot on her, she has a huge role in this team, and I think that she handles it well.
Kendall Hodges' positivity, on and off the court, has struck the hearts of many here at Montclair State, including Julia Sutton.
If you haven't met Kendall, you should definitely meet Kendall. She's an amazing person, and I love her.
Every team needs a spark plug, and Hodges will provide that jolt all the way to the NJAC playoffs with a smile on her face.
Corvette, hop that like that, him and that like that. They were like, Pop, why you all like that? Why you talk like that? Why you all like that? I'm up for Eddie, I'm up.
Montclair State alum Sam Mills was officially voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You might recognize Mills from the slogan he implemented here at Montclair State's football team, Keep Pounding. Mills' outstanding performance in the NFL earned him the honor of being a first-team All-Pro selection, a 5-time Pro Bowler, and a 3-time Player of the Month. Mills was in the NFL for 12 seasons in which he played for the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Mills is already in the Saints Hall of Fame and was inducted into Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame in 2001. He is also memorialized with a statue outside of the Panthers' home, Bank of America Stadium. Before building up a Hall of Fame career in the NFL, he was a standout here at Montclair State, getting inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2009. In the end, he was a 3-time New Jersey Collegiate Football Writers Defensive Player of the Year, along with being named the New Jersey Athletic Conference All-Star Team in each of his 4 seasons. He holds Montclair State's record for most tackles in a game with 22, and most career tackles with 501. He was also a 3-time ECAC Metropolitan All-Star, a 2-time All-East selection, a 2-time COSIDA All-American, and a first-team Kodak All-American. Mills' jersey number 62 is the second one to get retired here at Montclair State. He'll forever be enshrined here at the university, and now in Canton.
Here's what we have on schedule for this week. On February 16th, the women's and men's basketball team takes a trip down to Glassboro to take on Rowan University at 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock in their final games of the regular season. Both teams are guaranteed a first-round bye, so they are going to have to wait until Saturday to find out their quarterfinal standings. The swimming and diving team are headed to the Metropolitan Championships at Rutgers University in New Brunswick the 17th through the 20th. The teams close on a dual meet portion of their schedule with wins over William Patterson on February 5th, ending the season on a 4-meet winning streak. And just like that, the spring season is upon us as the baseball team heads down to Maryland to take on Strathmore College and McDaniel College, the Ripken Experience, on February 19th and the 20th. Finally, the men's and women's track and field team will have their indoor championship February 21st in Staten Island. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for your latest Red Hawk Sports Network news.
There's a lot to look forward to if you're a fan of the Red Hawks, as we should expect a wild finish to the basketball seasons.
I'm intrigued by what the first round of the NJAC playoffs is going to look like. But we'll have all that covered here on Inside the Nest.
That's right, Matt. Between the basketball playoffs and the start of spring sports, it is going to be an exciting next couple of weeks here on the Red Hawk Sports Network. As for Matt Boucher, I'm Jess Lipton. Have a great rest of your day.